Today is April Fool's Day. I love this day.
I bet you do.
I do. And for most, it's just recognized as a day to play tricks on people. I still haven't gotten you. But
you will. It's still early in the morning.
There's a lot more to April 1st than just that.
And here to discuss the history of April Fool's Day with us is intuitive life coach and historic astrologer Maureen Rothwell. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
Maureen, first tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm an intuitive life coach and an astrologer, and I became very interested in the history of astrology through the years of research that I did while studying astrology. And I became really fascinated with how many customs and quirks that we have today originated in ancient times. Even the manner in which we celebrate our holidays, including April Fool's Day, has its roots in ancient times.
Let's talk about that. What is the history behind April Fool's Day?
It began with the calendar, and April 1st used to be known as New Year's Day, when the Pope changed the calendar from the Julian calendar into the Gregorian calendar. Instead of January 1st, it used to be April 1st, and that's how the whole thing started.
Oh, cool. Okay, so where do all these tricks come into play?
Well, it comes into play like this. They used to celebrate, when they knew how to party in the old days, they celebrated New Year's Eve, which is our New Year's Eve, on March 25th, and it would last for a week. So the actual working day was April 1st. Okay? So in those days, people that lived in the country, or country folk, or news didn't travel the way it does now. And the people that were in the hills or in the country didn't know that the calendar was changed. And they would still celebrate it on April 1st instead of January 1st. So they were considered dummies or oafs or fools. And that's how that came about.
Okay, so playing tricks then is a tradition. What kind of tricks did they play in the old days?
Well, I can tell you an interesting one. In France, they call it Poisson d'Avril. And that is because the 1st of April is the day all the fish hatchlings come out. And the fish are very abundant, and you can catch them by just scooping them up in a net. There's tons of fish. So those people, those fishermen used to say, what foolish fish we have here. They get caught so easily. So in France, they used to paste a sticker on somebody's back when they weren't looking, and they were known as an April fish. And to honor that, sometimes they would send people gifts of chocolate. They love chocolate in France, but when you bit into it, it was chocolate-covered fish.
Oh, that's what I thought you were going to say. Oh,
chocolate-covered fish. And that you were known as a Poisson d'Avril, or an April fish.
I love tricks, but I don't like that one. Now, you went out and you asked some people about some great April Fools.
I did. I actually went around our offices to ask people their best or most recent pranks. So take a look.
A most recent one was last April when someone called me and told me that Mr. Lion left me a message. So I ended up calling, telling someone that I had to speak with Mr. Lion. He called me, left me a message, finding out that it was a zoo that I was calling. So I was calling a zoo the whole time, asking, can I speak to Mr. Lion? No, he left me a message, and then I found out that.
God, a couple years ago, I was at a supermarket and I saw this guy. He had his baby with him, and he put the carriage on top of his trunk and put his groceries away. And then I guess he forgot about it and then started driving away. And I completely freaked out. I dropped everything I was doing and started running after the guy like I was crazy. And then I saw in the back of his trunk said April Fools, and I was just dying.
One time I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm having twins. And I was only having one baby, but I told her I was having twins. She was like, what are we gonna do? I was like, yeah, April Fool, Mom, it's only one boy.
Okay, I had so much fun talking to everybody, but I have to say, Christy loves the pranks, as she said earlier. You have a great one.
I have a great one. I told her already. When I was pregnant, and I was just, weeks away from giving birth to our first child, my husband was sleeping, and it was 2:30 in the morning on April 1st, and I kind of got a glass of water, and I spilled it on the bed, and I laid right beside him, and I said, sweetie, my water broke. And I woke him up, and he saw the bed saturated in water, freaked out, lost his balance, fell over the suitcase, finally got in the car, was waiting for me, and I screamed, April Fools, good night. Oh, he didn't talk to me the whole day.
I am so using that one with if and when I ever get pregnant.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
It's been a real blast. Thank you.
Now you know more about the history behind April Fool's Day.
And please send us an email at thebalancingact.com and let us know what kind of April Fool's prank you're going to pull off today. And girlfriend, the day's not over.
I better get my helmet.
I'm good at these things. Get ready.